We're playing Sailor of Memes. And this hand is... I think it's fine. We want a payoff card, but we've got some reasonable plays. We got a draw here. I'm going to go ahead and keep. I think we're going to end up cycling this desert for a land. We have a lot of lands in the deck anyway. Yeah, almost definitely. Probably playing against blue-black control here. That's a decent payoff card, but not great. Since we have the Ifnir Deadlands, I think I'm okay cycling this Bontu. Desert of the Glorified, rather. Bontu's Last Reckoning is probably a dead card. Our opponent might have a removal or a removal spell or a counter spell here. If it's a removal spell, we definitely don't care. If it's a counter spell, well, it would be interesting for them to counter this. Alright, I will not pay for Censor. I think playing Censor is a mistake, but we'll see. Don't know what our opponent is doing here. Field of Ruining, targeting our Blooming Marsh. Weird. I will get our forest. That also took us off double black, which is pretty important. Champion of Wits will probably put us back on double black. We can play around the second Censor. I don't think we're going to need Moment of Craving, and I don't think we're going to need Bontu's Last Reckoning. The Contempts can hit Scarab God, which is important. Scarab God here would be pretty good for our opponent, because we don't have double black to answer it. This turn I think we're going to attack and then follow up with a Champion of Wits. We just want to make some more land drops. Find another black source. I'm going to follow up with another creature as well. Probably a Fatal Push. That's fine. Means next turn we can cast Hour of Promise with paying for Censor if he has a Torrential Gearhulk. And he might. I think I want to attack here and see what my opponent plays. If they play the Gearhulk and block, well, then we get to resolve an Hour of Promise. If he doesn't, alright. What are we doing? Moment of Craving. Okay. We got it. Another one? Ooh, 4 mana. What are we doing here? Vraska's Contempt. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So here I need to get 1 desert, which I think can pretty safely be the Scavenger Grounds. And then the second land will be Arch of Orazca. And we'll go ahead and get the City's Blessing and move right along. So we hit a tap land. Not great, but we're really not that bad off right now anyway. These attacks are generally free. If he plays a Torrential Gearhulk, it's a waste of a card at this point. Fatal Push is reasonable. And our opponent is using removal spells on our Hour of Promise, which means we're really turning this thing into, like, that's a 4 for 1. Essentially, like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana available. Go ahead and play this. We're 1 off of casting Spring and Mind, but I think we can leave up the Vraska's Contempt here. Well, if we Spring, we can't Arch. That's okay. We've got the cards in hand that we already want anyway. I'm going to leave up Scavenger Grounds and Rivulet. Spring will get us our last basic, which is important if our opponent has another Field of Ruin or something along those lines. I think our opponent probably regrets using Field of Ruin, what with our Arch of Orazca in play now, because we just kind of get to go off here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can play Scarab God and activate without losing the activation, or without losing the treasure token. I think that's fine, right? He's got 1 card in hand. We could also just bring back a Champion of Wits. And I think I like that more. It loses just the same to disallow. It puts a card on board that he has to interact with. And it draws us a bunch of cards. So here we're going to discard Fatal Push. And I think Sailor of Means, because we'll get those back with Scarab God. And then when and if he answers this Champion of Wits, we can play the Scarab God. We have more than enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Especially if we cast this second Hour of Promise. Between those things, we've already got a pretty well built board. That, yeah, I'm definitely okay just running that plan. We don't even have to show him that we're playing Scarab God. He probably knows. It'd be a reasonable guess at this point. But we'll go ahead and grab some more. Oh, what do we got? Disallow. He did have the counter spell. Oh, that's okay. Do we run out the second one? Or just draw 2 cards? I think we can run out the second one if our opponent wants to keep spinning cards. They can't Gear Hulk right now. So I'm okay with this. We'll get the 2 more deserts. So our opponent has spent a disallow and a contempt. They just cycled a censor. We've got 8 points on board. Double Vraska's contempts for the Scarab Gods if they come up. For Scarab God or the triple Vraska's contempt. I kind of want to play out my Scarab God after attacking here and just seeing what happens. We also have Spring to Mind, which is pretty important. We're not going to draw a counterspell or anything that interacts favorably to protect the Scarab God. We're not going to find like a Duress or anything like that. So I feel like by running it out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we can pretty safely play this out and still be playing to board pretty well. And this allows us to still have a bunch of we have a bunch of tech lands. We have the Arch of Orazca. Now that it's resolved, like it's going to take something like a Bontu's Last Reckoning to prevent our opponent from dying next turn. He's going to try to commit it, and if his last card is anything reasonable, let's see, let's activate at least a couple of times. I'm going to get a Sailor of Means. Our opponent's last card basically has to be, okay, there we go. It would have to be like Bontu's Last Reckoning. And even then, I think we're still very far ahead. So let's see. For this matchup, we don't want our small removal spells. This is for the control matchup. We still want the Essence Scatters for their Scarab Gods. That's still an answer for it. We do want the Duresses, the Negates, and the 2 enchantments. And those are all really important. None of the rest of these cards are really that good. Deathgorge Scavengers are maybes. Right now we're still 1 card ahead. I think we can trim on... Oh, well, we don't really want the Chupacabra, and I don't think we want the Hostage Taker. We can bring in 1 more card. I think it might just be the Deathgorge Scavenger. Although Thrashing Brontodon does break the Arguel's Bloodfasts of our opponents. So I think I'll bring in both of those. Something I've noticed is that it's been very difficult for us to make double green with our deck without using treasure. So that's something to keep an eye on for future iterations of the deck. On top of that, our opponent is probably... Essence Scatters are probably not what we want. We can play a Deathgorge Scavenger over one of those. That seems okay. We've still got some amount of ramp. All right, let's try this. We've got the Bloodfast on turn 2. We've got a Negate. We've got a Search for Azcanta if they have a Duress. I think we can keep this. If they have double Duress, then we'll be a little sad about that. But it happens. Notably, we're a little bit down on time. And we also didn't hit a land there, which is a little sad. We definitely want to hit lands. I think I'm going to lead on the search. This is probably a Censor or something else, or a Negate, and that's fine. If he negates this, we'll play the Bloodfast. And I think the Bloodfast might be a little bit better in this matchup. That's fine. Hopefully he doesn't also have the Negate. If we draw a land, I'm probably going to play a Sailor of Means. And it's possible that I was supposed to lead on a Dire Fleet Hoarder, especially since they haven't shown me a black source yet to cast the Duress. And we kind of gave him an open Censor target. I think I would have preferred to play the Dire Fleet Hoarder, especially if he Doomfalls or Duresses us here. that'd be, well, that didn't happen. So he has some kind of a removal spell. I'm going to play the Direfleet Hoarder. It's probably not something he wants to disallow or counter otherwise, so okay, that's fine. That's an Essence Scatter that is not hitting our Scarab God, and we didn't hit a land though, so we are behind, that's for sure. We are definitely behind. We're going to negate his draw spell. Probably Hieroglyphic Illumination. Excuse me. Ooh, nothing. Nothing. Very interesting. He also doesn't have anything, but we made a third land. That's good. I'm still going to hold up the negate. I don't want to run Bloodfast into a sensor. And he might give us an opening here to resolve it if he tries to go for like a Scarab God or something similar. I will negate the Doomfall though, especially since it leaves us with an opening to resolve Bloodfast. And if we draw an untapped land, we get to Bloodfast plus activate. We did not, but that's okay. I don't think there are many cards that are going to punish us here. And he might have like a commit or something to get the Bloodfast off the board. He might not. If it is commit, yeah, that's a-okay. I mean, he's tapped out now. I'm just going to play this Champion of Wits, draw it again, and hopefully get some lands. Duress. Well, if we hit an untapped black source, that'll be useful. Either way, we're going to hit our lands here. Hopefully. We did not. Well, we're going to discard the Hoarder. And I think we can discard one of the Sailors. Maybe the Brontodon. Discard the Sailor and the Brontodon. Brontodon also hits Torrential Gearhulk, which is important. The reason I got rid of Brontodon is because we need another green source, and we're very light on green sources. I'm probably going to have to use Sailor of Means to do that. I'm going to attack, and then Duress, get rid of any kind of interaction, and then play the Bloodfast. Removal spell here is okay. The fact that our opponent still has Moment of Cravings in is pretty telling, I think. You might censor this if... Okay, nope. Here's a Vraska's Contempt, 2 Gaunties. What is that? Oh, another Commit to Memory. I'll take the Commit to Memory and then play the Bloodfast. Gaunty plus Commit to Memory is kind of cute. Maybe I'm supposed to be playing the Sailor of Means and getting the... what did our opponent draw? The double draw. Try and hit a land. And he hit the land. And it's a black source, which means he'll be able to Vraska's Contempt. That's okay, I think. Champion of Wits here. If this was an untapped land, I might consider playing Sailor of Means, since then we'd be able to activate Bloodfast. But it wasn't, so that's okay. We're going to discard a Sailor and a Hoarder and play a Desert. And pass the turn here. Another land. Probably a Gaunty. Gaunty's fine. He can't hit Search or Arguel's Bloodfast. Botanical Sanctum. I'm tempted to just draw 2 cards here with Bloodfast. Puts us up on cards, and I don't think our opponent's going to be doing much right now anyway. We can block the Gonti for a bit. Putting another champion in our graveyard is, it's okay, and we're going to have an Hour of Promise to follow up with. Hopefully our opponent didn't find one of our Scarab Gods, or one of their own Scarab Gods, because we don't have an answer for it right now. This is a sorcery. Why doesn't it say what it is? God damn it. Jeez. I don't need to block. I can play the Sailor of Means next turn, I guess, and block. Or the Hour of Promise will allow me to block even if he does have another removal spell. I know that he has a Vraska's Contempt too. So, the Scarab God. Let's draw a card. Well, that is an answer to Scarab God. If he has the Negate, that'll be a little frustrating. Okay, well, I think we play the Swamp and then Vraska's Contempt the Scarab God. I know one of his cards is a Contempt and the other one is a Gonti. He doesn't have anything, right? That's how that works. I'll just get rid of that now. I think I'm okay with the attack. I already proved I wasn't going to block or anything, so it's alright. We made our land drop for the turn. It's one of the most important things. Just like our opponent, they have a Gonti and a Vraska's Contempt. Kind of looking for a Negate or Duress here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to play the Arch and cast Hour of Promise. Wait, can we do it with Sailor of Means? Yeah, we can do it with Sailor of Means. 2 and 3, that's fine. Get our treasure, and then cast Hour of Promise. We'll get a Scavenger Grounds. And how many deserts do I have? 2. We'll get a Scavenger Grounds, and you know, I don't mind getting an Ifnir Deadlands. That's fine. And then Champion can attack pretty reasonably. We have 9 mana. Opponent drew the Scarab God. That's pretty good. They have 4 mana to activate it this turn. They can get the Champion of Wits back. Pretty important. Our own Champion of Wits. I kind of want to play the Scarab God and force him to activate his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll have mana, which means he can activate once. I do need to get rid of that thing, though. Let's see, he's got Vraska's Contempt. So I can play Vraska and then minus on the Scarab God, and then he activates and gets back the thing, and then I counteractivate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mana, not enough. Oh no, wait, no, it is, because it's only 3 to activate Scavenger Grounds. Yeah, so here we can force him to act, and it'll be fine. We need a green mana. We'll probably sack Desert of the Mindful to do the Scavenger Grounds. Use the activation in response. And we'll just Scavenger Grounds it all the way. We're only losing a champion and champion, sailor. What's the target? Yeah, champion. That's fine. Still gonna destroy the Scarab God. Still important to do that. Oh, it was my Scarab God. Neat. I'll play Botanical Sanctum. Thanks, buddy. I guess I attack with everything, right? Because, like, what's he gonna do? Block? Okay. Maybe not the zombies, since they don't become creatures, or they don't become cards in the graveyard. That's funny. Sure, I'll put a sailor in my graveyard. I will draw another Scarab God. We're pretty far ahead here. I know that my opponent has the Vraska's Contempt for Vraska. That's fine. He also has another Gonti in hand. Gonti is not a bad card, but it's hard. It's really good when your opponent is playing Bristling Hydra and removal spells. Ooh, are we going to get another activation of Vraska? We are. Well, that's cool. I think that's a mistake on our opponent's part. I guess he's got to leave up Contempt for Scarab God. Alright, and I'm just going to pass the turn. I'll probably reanimate the Sailor of Means. He's probably going to Vraska's Contempt the Scarab God, and, well, it's hard for the opponent to come back from that, I think. We'll find out together, though. Little does he know, there's another one waiting in the wings. Ooh, and we have 2 treasures that we can draw a card with Arguel's Bloodfast with. That's hot. Alright, Torrential Gearhulk to flashback Vraska's Contempt and get rid of our Vraska is a reasonable play on our opponent's part. And, yeah, solid. Doing it before we have a chance to untap with Scavenger Grounds even. Okay with this. Our last card, the opponent's last card in hand is a Gonti. I think I'm going to draw a card with Bloodfast. Thrashing Brontodon will blow up the thing, and then we can bring it back to Scarab God all on the same turn. Question mark? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not quite. We can play all of it. We are running a little low on time. We're 10 minutes behind him, basically. It's pretty bad. Yep, that makes sense, seeing as your last card is another Gonti. I am going to regret that I tapped all my blue mana. That was a mistake. Well, we can leave that up. I guess we can play another Scarab God. He's got to find an answer to the Scarab God, plus the board. And if he doesn't... No, we can... We're also maybe playing around the idea that our opponent is going to draw... I'm just going to pass here. We've got a bunch of... Nope, cancel. We've got a bunch of draw with Arguel's Bloodfast if our opponent doesn't have anything. So... And then we can hold up Scavenger Grounds if our opponent does hit the Scarab God. It's a lot of mana. Nezahal. Sure. Well, actually, let's draw right into a card that matters. That's not it. That'll resolve. The good news is, if we destroy it, he only gets to draw one card. Let's draw another card. And our pirate can attack past it. Vraska's Contempt is a fair to good answer. I think I'm just going to try and get rid of this thing now. I don't need cards. Man, I might need another black source though. Okay. Okay. I think he probably should have waited on that, right? Did he draw the negate? No, you monster. You monster. Not quite what we're looking for. Alright, well, that is a pretty big deal. How do we get past that? Well, we can attack past it with a 2-2, and then we can make enough things that it can not be a reasonable attacker, I guess, through Champion of Wits and other stuff. I know that my opponent's last card is a Gonti. I can't play Scarab God this turn, but I can play a Champion of Wits. And I don't know if I want to though, because I want to hold up Scavenger Grounds in case my opponent draws. Oh jeez, I got to... No, we gotta just pass here. Scavenger Grounds is too important, I think. If our opponent doesn't do anything, we can cycle Fetid Pools. Man, we're running out of time. We're at 4 minutes. Alright, I'm probably not going to comment anymore. I'm probably just going to focus on playing. Man, I really wish... Oh, I should have cycled on the instep. Whoops. No, because I didn't know I was going to draw a land. Apparently I do not play negates. Torrential Gearhulk. Essence Scatter. Alright. That is okay. Still have to kill the opponent, even though we're way ahead. Oh, the spell from Bontu, right. Okay. You are right. That is a legal Magic the Gathering play. I'm just gonna 6 through here. Would like to transform it because I need to get some life back. Can play Roulette. I can play oh shit, no I don't. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to cast this spell. Disallow. Gearhulk. Cool. I think I'm losing this because I'm playing very quickly. Our opponent has also drawn very well. Very, very well. We might just lose this on the merit of that. I mean, we'd be going to time, but that's okay. Sure. Our opponent has squeezed every ounce of value out of their draw steps. We also gave them a draw with the Hour of Promise that we might not have needed to have done. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and concede the match. How do I concede the match? There we go, concede match. Yeah, so that's on me for playing slowly. I'm going to take a quick break.